Hello everyone, and welcome back for today's weather update. On this video, we are going to talk about a significant severe thunderstorm event across portions of the northern plains and upper Midwest, which will likely bring an all-hazards severe weather event. Let's begin with the severe weather discussion. Scattered to numerous thunderstorms are expected to develop in an arc near the surface low and cold front by mid to late afternoon, from eastern South Dakota across central and eastern Nebraska and into at least northern Kansas. A brief interval, early in the convective cycle, may support discrete to semi-discrete supercells before the convection becomes quasi-linear, and that accounts for potential for significant severe hail in western parts of the outlook area. However, the most common severe type should evolve quickly to thunderstorm gusts, some of which may be significant in strength, especially from parts of eastern South Dakota and southeastern North Dakota into western Minnesota. A few tornadoes also are possible, especially near the surface warm front, where large buoyancy, back near surface winds and enlarged hotographs and storm relative helicity will yield the most favorable parameter space. The main uncertainty regarding the density and intensity of the tornado threat involves convective mode, which may be largely to entirely quasi-linear by the time activity encounters the largest combination of low-level buoyancy and shear with surface-based inflow parcels. Here's a look at the latest outlook from the Storm Prediction Center. A marginal risk of severe weather extends from southwest Texas all the way up to the Canadian border, with another marginal risk area over portions of the Gulf states. A slight risk extends from central Kansas northward, also up to the Canadian border. Severe weather concerns start becoming pretty high in the enhanced risk area, which stretches from a small portion of north-central Kansas into northern Minnesota and southeast North Dakota. Lastly, a dangerous moderate risk of severe weather is in place from portions of the eastern Dakotas into western Minnesota. The first risk we will see today is tornadoes. The tornado risk is actually a bit uncertain for today, and here's why. If these storms arrive into the favorable environment as a quasi-linear convective system, then the risk of tornadoes will be decreased, allowing for the risk of straight-line damaging winds to be the main threat. On the contrary, if these storms arrive in the favorable environment as more individual supercells, we may see a much more dangerous risk of tornadoes. Because of this uncertainty, it's best to hope for the best, but prepare for the worst. Now that we have analyzed this tornado risk, let's talk about the most significant and dangerous risk of today's storms, which are damaging winds. Damaging wind gusts are possible all across these colors today, although the risk will be highest in the red and pink shades. Not only is the probability of severe winds high here, but that hatch risk area represents where significant damaging winds are possible, which could approach or even exceed hurricane force. Lastly, let's talk about the large hail risk. The highest threat of large hail is a pretty narrow but long corridor, extending from Kansas to North Dakota. Large to very large hail is also possible within the hatch risk area. The risk of large hail is expected to go down quite a bit once these storms form into a line, but anyone within even the yellow and brown areas should still be aware of some isolated large hail. And that concludes this update. If you live within the risk zones today, please be ready for these dangerous storms. Keep in mind that damaging winds will be the biggest risk, although a few tornadoes and very large hail is possible.